Government power. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Well, it's not power in that